If this is the first time you're on this live on this channel, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I would definitely will appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just want to apologize again. I was supposed to be on here this weekend between Saturday and Sunday, but I didn't get a chance. I had to work, so I wasn't able to make it. Mr. Marcus, what is happening? What's up, Mr. Marcus? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you again. How you been? Just gonna wait for more people to come into the live before we start. I got some news I'd like to tell you all. Some crazy things are going on right now. I guess you guys heard about what's happening in the Middle East. We're gonna talk about that also, about what's going on in the Middle East. We got 3 people on so far. I've been good, man, but something happened today. It just blew my mind. So I'm just going to wait for more people to come in. But I'm doing okay, man. Okay, 5 people is on. Okay, good. 5 people is on live right now. Okay. Hey, what's up? What's up, brother? Easy, what's up, man? Oh, it's Dave. Dave, what's up, Dave? Oh, man, Dave, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, brother. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I hope my travel, don't get affected by what's going on in the Middle East, man. It's about to. I will always tell you the truth. So we got. I will always tell you the truth. So we got 12 people in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. When y'all come in, I really appreciate it. But the first thing I want to tell you guys, you remember when I told you guys about how important wealth building is? How really important. Eric, what's up? Eric is in the house. Good to see you, Eric, Mr. Eric. Thank you for coming in, sir. Thank you for coming in. My plan is still to be in Colombia in June. I hope World War III doesn't break out before then. I just want to let you guys know that airlines are really going through a lot right now. Things are very hectic. So if you have travel plans, make sure you do everything in advance, okay? Make sure you do everything in advance, okay? Hope that you can make it to Colombia. I hope so. I really do. I talked to Miss Barbie today, matter of fact, and she said she just can't wait, for us to be able to see each other again and have dinner or something like that. Very cool person. Very cool person. Yeah, but things are getting really, really nasty right now. But before we get into everything that's dealing with the Middle East right now, let me tell you what happened to me today. And this is what I've been telling you guys, how wealth building and how being able to be financially secure is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Let me tell you what happened to me today. Okay. I live in an apartment, right? I live in this apartment. Okay. I've been here for a few years. I've been here for a few years. And I've known the people that own the place for years. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been in this apartment for almost 23 years. It don't seem like it's. I know y'all say, "Wow, why you stay in an apartment down low?" Well, the apartment is very close to where I work. It's very convenient. I can. It only takes me like 5 minutes just to get to work. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really like staying here. And the rent was pretty good, pretty decent. So far. They usually give me whatever. Renew my lease. They gave me they always give me a pretty good deal. You know what I'm saying? Because most one-bedroom apartments are going for around in this area $1,500 to $2,000 a month. I mean, rent is really getting really expensive. I'm talking about really expensive. Rent is getting very, 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 very expensive. Okay, but let me tell you what happened. So it's time for me to to renew my lease, right? So I called the girl in the office Friday afternoon. I said, okay, it's time for me to renew. You send me a letter in the mail, said it's time to renew my lease. I said I will be there Monday when I'm off. I'm off on Monday, on my off day, which is today. And I say I will meet you in the office, maybe around noon. I'll come in. Girl was like, okay, no big deal. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, come sign the papers. I walked to the office, the main office, which is right here on the campus. And I walk in, and there's a new person sitting at the desk. And everybody's looking around like they're completely lost. And I got this feeling like, uh-oh, what's going on here? They sold the management company, the company that owns all of these apartments. They sold it. Didn't even tell nobody nothing. You say the second round of the presidential election is at the end of June. I thought it was at the end of May. So what's up? What's up, Chris? What's up? Yeah, you said you remember Barbie. Yeah, you remember Barbie. Yeah, yeah. So what happened was they sold this apartment. And they sold all LR. It was owned by a company called LR Management, and they sold everything. They sold this apartment. They sold all the other apartments too, and didn't tell me a thing. So all the people that was in the office lost their job. The manager that used to be in the office lost their job, and there was a maintenance guy that was here for 11 years. And all of a sudden, he says he has no job. Oh, thank you for the gifts, man, Eric. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Can you see what just happened? Just like that. He's been here for 11 years, and he's standing there in the office like, what am I going to do? So all the people that got here, they got all new people, all new maintenance people and everything. But that's what I'm saying. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. And that's why it's very important to be financially secure because they could have turned around and said, okay, we're going to raise the rent on you to $2,000 a month. This new management company that took over. Yeah, those are heartless corporations. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just talked to the girl, and I go into the office. There's a new person. They took all this stuff out. They took some of the TVs off the wall. Everything was changed, just like that. And the thing that I don't understand is that they didn't tell us anything. Didn't even have time to prepare or anything, just in case if I needed to find another place to stay. Because that's what happened to another apartment building here in Troy. The state said that that place was unfit to live and the people had to leave. So I'm just saying, always be prepared for emergencies, man. Always be prepared for emergencies because you have no idea what may happen. Okay? Thank God, you know what, Chris? Thank God it didn't go up 10%. They actually I did pay the rent. They sent me an email saying you can go ahead and pay your rent like you usually do. It looked like they may have went down. Because I'm going to tell you what my rent. My rent is 1,000, and it was $1,097 a month for a one bedroom here. Okay, but when they sent me the bill was $1,078. Looked like they went down, so it might be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But the scary thing about it, I had no idea that that LR Management actually sold that corporation went bank. As a matter of fact, I did some research on them, and they were, I think they went bankrupt. So another company bought this place, but this place, if there was no buyers for this place, we would probably would have to leave. I would probably would have to leave and find another place to stay. So technically, landlords can sell things without telling you that they're obliged. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, they say that's the law. They say that's the law that they can do that. But that's not a good law though, man. That means they don't care nothing about the consumer, because when you have to move, you have to get people to help you move. You have to find another place to stay. But so far things look good though. I mean, I'm not throwing out or anything like that, but I'm just telling you guys, please, 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 please be financially secure. Okay? Always be prepared for emergencies. All right? Because you never know what may happen. You never know. And I felt sorry for the guy, the maintenance guy that been here for a while. He don't know what he's going to do. Because the other maintenance guy, he's gone. I used to hear him driving that little tractor around here. He was a good maintenance guy, because if I needed something to be fixed, he would I would call the office, say I need a new garbage disposal. It's not working. He would come and he would put the new garbage disposal. He was good. So he's without a job. He's gone. But what I really feel bad for is the guy that actually worked here for over 11 years. And he's just standing there like, look, I was like, man, I got his phone number. I told him, I would like to help him if I could try to give him a job, where I work at or something. But jobs are hard to find right now. Jobs is very hard to find. And let me tell you something, the economic collapse is going to be the same way. Watch. Because this country is bankrupt right now. You guys probably don't know it, but it's coming. And what I'm trying to tell you, they're not going to warn you about nothing when this happens. I don't know if you guys remember the 2008 financial crisis. Some of y'all probably were young back then in 2008. Okay? We had a crash, a subprime mortgage crash that nearly tanked the whole entire economy. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. But I remember George Bush. Okay, this is Barack Obama got in office in 2008. He was elected and became president in 2008. But before Barack Obama got into office, George W. Bush was the president of the United States, right? I remember the day before the collapse of the 2008 financial collapse, he was saying everything is beautiful, everything is great. The jobs, people are getting jobs, and the job market is doing extremely well. Stock market is doing extremely well. I remember George W. Bush talking about that. I remember that. I watched him on TV. I was like, okay, economy's good. And it was getting ready for the changeover from George Bush to President Barack Obama, right? The next day, you see all these banks going under. Lehman Brothers, Bank of America, Chase, everything was going down. Mortgage companies was going down. Subprime mortgage companies was collapsing. The big three was collapsing. I remember that. Stock market was crashing, and we was in a financial disaster, a collapse. People were getting laid off. Companies were shutting down. Subprime mortgage companies and all these banks and credit unions were folding up. I remember that. But guess what? They did not warn you. They did not tell you nothing. You thinking everything is fine. You think everything is good. You think everything is, you're going to be okay. Oh, everything is good and fine. But they're not going to warn you. But let me tell you something. This next economic collapse is going to be much worse than the 2008 crisis. And this war that's going on right now with Iran, and guess what they just did? They just closed the Strait of Hormuz. They just closed it. 31% of ships that do trade, they get all those oil tankers and things that go through that Strait of Hormuz. 31% of ships go through the Strait of Hormuz. And Iran just shut it down. That is going to affect the entire global economy. It's going to affect the global economy. And they also said that the price of oil, a barrel of oil, could spike up to $100 a barrel. Yes, you're right, Eric. It's going to surge. I've been telling you guys about this for years, man. Ever since I've been doing this, I say, y'all just wait and see when stuff start hitting the fan. I told y'all. Week after week, I'll look at my playlist. That's all I talked about is the economic collapse, economic collapse. And they sound like there is no backing down for both. I got a little bit of other news to tell you before we get deep into this Iran crisis situation. Kari HQ has left Colombia. Y'all know who he is. I had him on my on the live on my channel maybe a year ago. Kari HQ. He has officially left Colombia. He's not there anymore. He's back in the States. And he said the reason why he left is because there was too many ninjas that just ruined the game there. And he said he didn't feel like that, that Medellin was the place that it used to be. I was like, wow. Because one thing about Kyrie, he really seemed like he really loved Colombia a lot. Hate to see him go. Because I had him on my channel several times. Well, maybe one time I had him on my channel. And he knows Medellin better than most people that I know, But he left. And then one more thing before we get into the situation in Israel and Iran. I see so many people are complaining about the game in Colombia and Medellin, foreigners and stuff, I don't know where he's going. He said that he wants to travel different places, but he's back in the States. But he said he may visit back to Colombia every now and then. But I never seen, when I first met Kyrie, I never seen anybody that really loved Medellin better than he did. You can look at him and tell that he really loved that place, He said he wants to travel around a bit. Yeah, he'll be back in Medellin. Chris said he'll be back. But he can't just go other cities in Colombia like he did before on short trips. Yeah. I don't know where he's going. Yeah. Yeah, but there are guys that are complaining about the game in Colombia about the girls is always after money and they this you can't find a good relationship and you can't do that. Let me tell y'all this little short thing I want to tell y'all before we jump into the meat of this video. If you only come into Colombia for 3 or 4 days, those girls are not going to take you seriously. For number one, when you go down there for 3 or 4 days, you know nothing about the culture at all. You know absolutely nothing about that place. And they know that. What they think about you, what they think about us when they see us down there, I'm not saying all of them, but a great deal of them think we only come down there for two things. Oh, sorry. Wow, sorry about that. Most of them think we just come down there for sex, tourism, and drugs. So they're never going to take you seriously. They're never going to take you seriously. They're never going to take foreigners seriously. In order to find the right girl in Colombia, I'm going to give you all some very good tips. First of all, you got to know how to speak Spanish for number one. You got to know the language for number one. Number two, talk about some of the other good things that you like about the country. Like you like the coffee, you like the banana plantations, you like the let me say some other things, the museums and the culture and the history and everything. Study the history, learn about the country. Stop focusing on, women, and Parker and that's all people just seem to know about. And Provenza, oh, I was walking around Provenza, and this cutie walked up to me, this baddie. Yeah, she's a 10, she's a baddie. That's all they talk about on Instagram. Yeah, you like the nature, right? Tell them. I mean, these guys, they go down there and they act so freaking like thirsty, just thirsty, like they never been with the girl. They just go completely, bonkers, man. Calm down. When I go down there, the first thing I talk about is that chicken club sandwich that they make for me. That's what I talk about. How good they can cook, how good the chefs and stuff, how they make food. Their empanadas and their what's the name of that juice they make for me when I'm down there? This is really good. Mango juice, yeah, watermelon juice. You know. Hey, what's up, Joe? Joe's in the house, y'all. Oh, that's good. Congratulations, Joe. You're getting your own place, man. That is far out, dude. That is awesome, dude. I am so happy for you, man. God bless you, man. I hope everything work out in your new place, man. Yeah, Kari said Kari has a permanent residence visa now, so he can spend less time in Colombia while staying on the path of citizenship. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I'm not saying he's never going back there, but he just got very discouraged of the ninjas and the wrong tourists. And you're right, they have really ruined the game down there in Medellin. They have, because I remember when I first started going down there, it was a lot different than it was. The people was very more welcoming to foreigners and especially if it was American. I was a barricade. I was standing in the immigration line, and I never will forget this. There was a girl there, well, a woman. She was cute too. I should have tried to talk to her, but she's like, and she spoke English too. She spoke perfect English. She said, "Well, are you from America?" I said, "Yes, I am." Oh my God, you're from America? Welcome to Colombia. It's so good to have you. Wow, you are a foreigner. She was like she was like really excited to see me. I was like, wow, thank you. Thank you very much. I felt all important and stuff and stuff. When you go down there now, they look at you like, oh, it's you again. Let me see. It's not over, bro. Iran won't give up. Yeah. We can get into that right now. We can get into the Iran situation right now. But guys, okay, let's dig into the meat now. Okay, let's dig into the meat. The situation that's happening in the Middle East is very, very serious. Okay, it's very, very, very serious, and this can turn out to be. They predicted that if this keeps up, then this war has a potential to spread. It could be a regional problem in the Middle East, which is starting to turn into right now, because the Iranian military has hit multiple spots in the Middle East. They hit Bahrain, they hit Dubai, they target Saudi Arabia, and they target the UAE, hitting all those military targets, military bases in those countries. Yeah, there was a serious change in attitude. You're right. We need to focus on America. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? 137. How you doing? Yeah, but he did. Trump didn't do what he said that he was going to do. Okay, when he was campaigning, he said that this was going to be American first. That's what he promised. He said we will not get involved in any wars that last for years and years and years, and that would get our military people in our military unalive fighting in these wars. That's what he promised. But he did not keep his promise. So based on the fact is that we haven't had a bigger Super Bowl showing in the Iranian side. Yeah, I hear what you said, Smooth Life. Smooth Life, what's up, bro? Man, I haven't heard from you in a long time. Smooth Life, it's so good to see you, brother. Let me see facts. I see the opposite. Okay. Yes, Smooth Life. I don't think Russia would do anything surprising. China isn't going for Taiwan now. Let me tell you what I think is going to happen. Let me tell you what I think is going to happen. Now, this is a fight between Iran, Israel, let me see, Iran and Israel and the United States. This is what I think will happen. If any other NATO countries jump into this war and start attacking Iran, then you will have the other countries like China and Russia join in this fight. They will. I'm going to tell you the reason why. There's two reasons why. Iran is a BRICS country. Y'all heard of BRICS before, right? And do it for it's a whole bunch of you guys in this live stream. Please hit that like button and subscribe. Hit the like button and subscribe, okay? Please do that. Right now, please subscribe. Help this channel, man. Y'all help me out. Let's get it up there, okay? That really will help the channel because I want to be able to bring my goal is to bring back StreamYard so I can start showing videos again. All right, I want to build this platform to a point, like the donations and things that I make that I could be able to afford to bring StreamYard back. Because I would love to show y'all some of the videos that I've seen that I used to do, but I'm not able to do it right now because StreamYard is really important. I mean, really, yeah, it's important, but it's expensive too, you know. So that's what I think is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? If other allies start attacking Iran, then you're going to have China and Russia to be able to do, because, like I told you, Iran is a BRICS country, for number one. Number two, Iran is one of China's biggest supplier of crude oil. Now, they used to get some of that oil from Venezuela, but the U.S. put a blockade on the oil in Venezuela. No, you okay, Christopher? Yeah, yeah, because that's what he said. You're right. You're right, 37. Yeah, he said that, I mean, on his campaign, Mr. President Trump said, Mr. Trump said that he wasn't going to fight any wars. He wasn't going to fight any wars. Let me let y'all hear something. I got something for y'all to hear.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 400.
See, he's talking about back in the 70s when we had an Iran hostage crisis. I remember that as a teenager. We saw. So President Trump is referring to that situation that happened back in 1970. That was during the Jimmy Carter administration. That was before some of you guys were born.
44 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and...
See, that part is very confusing, because when they did the first nuclear strike, they said they destroyed all the capabilities of Iran being able to build a nuclear weapon. So now you're saying you're trying to stop Iran from making a nuclear weapon. I thought you said you did that on the first strike. I don't get it.
Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is
I
no
know.
military
Hold on one
on
second,
earth
Smooth
even
Life,
close to its
because I'm
power,
getting ready to comment what he said.
strength, or sophistication.
Something that you should
My
know.
administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
Hold on one
We
second.
pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all
Absolutely.
of
Why?
our heroes
I'm
harm's
going. We're
way,
gonna comment
and we trust
after this.
that
After this
with
clip,
His help,
I want y'all to hear
the
this because
men
I'm
and
going to
women
comment on
of
it.
the armed forces will
And what I'm gonna
prevail.
tell you is gonna be
They are the
surprised.
greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or in the alternative, face certain death. So, lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't
Yep.
leave your home.
Hold on.
It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take.
Mm-hmm.
This will be probably your only chance for generations.
Mm-hmm.
For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action.
Yep. I'm
Do
gonna
not let it
explain.
pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay. He gave that speech, right? You know what this reminded me of? I'm going to take you guys back. I want y'all to pay close attention what I'm getting ready to say. Okay. We had the war in Vietnam. Okay. Heard the same thing about the Communist Empire of Vietnam. Okay. During the 60s, during the 1960s, I don't know if you guys heard about the Vietnam War. Okay. We didn't win that war. Lots of men and women was unalive in the Vietnam War. Okay. Operation Desert Storm. Okay. That was in 1982, 1992, I think it was. Yeah. In 92, when Saddam Hussein was a threat to Kuwait, George Bush Sr. sent the military out to drive Iraq out of Kuwait. Y'all remember? Let's go all the way up to September 11, 2001. Remember what happened of the terrorist attack that happened in New York, right? George W. Bush Jr. was president at the time, right? So he gets on TV, he talks about we need to destroy these terrorists for what they did. We need to go to Afghanistan and we need to hunt down Osama bin Laden. I remember that. He was doing the exact same thing what Donald Trump is doing right now. The same thing. Okay. Then all of a sudden he pivots over to Saddam Hussein in Iraq and said the same exact speech. Oh, Saddam has weapons of mass destruction. We need to go and take down Saddam Hussein, and we need to free the Iraqi people. Just like we talk about, we want to free the Iranian people. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And what we do, we want to go over there and do regime change in Iraq to liberate the Iraqi people. We went over there, we got rid of Saddam Hussein. But then what happened was when we brought American forces into Iraq, it turned into sectarian violence. Okay? So those same people that was out there dancing when we toppled Saddam Hussein, when they took that statue down, you can find it, it's on YouTube. You don't have to just go on YouTube and type it in yourself and do your research. Those same people that we was trying to liberate, they turned against us because they said that we are occupiers. And we tried regime change in Iraq for years. And then we turned around and we did the same thing in Afghanistan to try to stop the Taliban, you remember? Yeah, but no, I'm just saying that I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not going to be demonetized. I promise you I won't. I'm just saying that it never works. That's what I'm saying. Every time that we do this, it never works. That's why we should focus here. You see what I'm saying? Now, guess what? The Taliban is still in Afghanistan. You still got the Communist Party of Vietnam is still there. It just doesn't work when we go and we try to nation build in other countries. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing negative. I'm not saying, I'm just going by history. That's the point. We heard this before. And that's why I was hoping that he stuck to what he said that he was going to do in the first place. That's all. I'm not saying anything bad on YouTube or anything. That's all I'm saying. Nation building does not work. It doesn't. Guess who's in Afghanistan now controlling everything? The Taliban. And we spend trillions of dollars over there. I remember when we had put our own government, we tried to put a government in there. Karzai was the president, and was building these schools and everything, for the Afghani people. I remember that. I'm not saying there was anything wrong with that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anything bad or negative. I'm just saying I'm just looking at it just don't work. It just don't work. Right. We just talk about this situation. I believe that's going to happen. Or what we're going through now is going to be another loss. I'm just saying we just keep making the same mistakes over and over again. You have to be able to learn from your mistakes, because I'm a person of peace. I'm a person of peace. I don't like war. I'm not jumping on either side. Matter of fact, I wanted to visit Israel one day, to go there and visit and do the nightlife. You know what I'm saying? That's another country on my bucket list I want to visit. I have nothing against anybody or hate anybody. But I just think that we need to stop fighting so many other wars in other countries and focus over here. We need help here. Yeah, bad choices. Right, 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 right. And I usually don't talk about this stuff that much on my channel either. I don't usually I'm not political or anything. This is, I'm just looking at everything from different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you this, Barack Obama, he did have a deal. He made a deal in 2016 with Iran, a nuclear deal. But President Trump ripped it up. He said it was a bad deal. He'll take something away, but he doesn't replace it with anything. Yeah, the connection of the past. Right, 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 right. Because it's not political channel. I'm not, saying that people need to go to, that we need to go to war. I don't like war at all. I don't want nobody to get hurt. I just want us to be happy. I just want us to have a prosperous life. But this situation is getting out of control. There's people trapped in these countries that can't leave. American forces, Americans. I was watching Instagram, and you got people running all over the place when those bombs drop. They don't know what to do. They can't leave. Yeah, they keep breaking the deal. They had a deal. They had a nuclear deal with Barack Obama. I'm just telling the truth. I know y'all say y'all want me to become demonetized. No, I'm not saying nothing bad or anything about anybody. I'm not saying nothing bad about Israel. I'm not saying nothing bad about Iran. I just wish if I was president, Wish they could have came to a deal. I just wish they could have came to a deal. So the fact is that this war risks American travel. Yeah, it travels overseas, right? Not only to the Middle East, but yeah. But this is, but I'm gonna tell you now. What I'm going to explain to you now is that this is what the Iranian diplomat said about the talks. Hold on for a second. We just want to listen to both sides. That's all. And all this is on YouTube also. So these are from other other channels. Just 1 second here. Let's see. We'll see what he has to say.
I want to go to Tehran right now because we're being joined by the Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. Mr. Foreign Minister, thank you for joining us this morning. Who's in charge of Iran right now?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me in your program. Well, I think now there is a procedure set in our constitution that when we lose the supreme leader, there would be a new one elected by the Assembly of Experts. And now we have started the procedure. There is a transitional council of the president, the head of judiciary, and one jurist of the Guardian Council. These three.
Yeah, what he's talking about right now, after the death of the supreme leader, he's talking about how they're taking over. Somebody who had to be elected in his spot because he was unalive during an attack.
Decide are in charge right now, and they will actually arrange the election of the new leader by the Assembly of Experts. And the members of the Assembly of Experts are elected themselves by the people, every 4 years or every.
We've just reported that 40 senior commanders were killed in the first minutes of the strike. How much damage has this done to your military infrastructure?
Well, we have lost some commanders, that is a fact, and the names are already announced. But another fact is that nothing has changed in our, military capability. This is exactly what happened last time. You remember in June when Israel attacked us, they killed some of our top commanders at the beginning of the strikes, but they were replaced very soon, and in less than 12 hours, we were able to start retaliation. This time, it was even, faster. In less than 2 hours, we started to retaliate by attacking, Israeli targets and American bases in the region, and we have continued to do so. Our military is in place. They are capable enough to defend our country. Even more, they are more prepared and capable than previous war, before 12-day war. Quality-wise, quantity-wise, they are in a better position. And I think you have seen how they, acted so far.
President Trump issued a warning overnight, warning the Iranians not to retaliate. He said they better not do that. If they do, we will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. How do you respond?
Well, I don't think any leader of a country has the right to say so. We are defending ourselves, and we have every legitimate right to defend ourselves. What the United States is doing is an act of aggression. What we are doing is the act of self-defense. There are huge differences between these two. So one should tell, the President of the United States.
So he's saying that he has the right to defend himself.
Says, do not attack, do not, make any aggression against another country. But nobody can tell us that you don't have any right to defend yourselves. We are defending ourselves, whatever it takes, and we see no limit for ourselves to defend our people, to protect our people. Just look, yesterday they struck against a school. So far, 148 girls, students have been killed. And this is a big massacre. This is a war crime. And you say we don't have any right to defend ourselves?
You say you want to protect your people.
Hospital.
You say you want to protect your people, but your own regime, according to the estimates we've seen over the last several months, is responsible for the killing of up to 30,000 of Iranian citizens.
Well, we have already answered this accusation. You know, let me to explain. We were faced with a terrorist operation. It was first protesters, demonstrations, which was legal. According to our constitutions, our people have the right to protest and to go for gatherings and demonstrations. They did it from 28 December to 7 January. We had legal protests. Everything was fine and nobody was killed. And then on 8 January to 10, we faced with a terrorist operation. Armed elements were added to this,
yeah, that's right, Chris.
They started
to
shoot at our police forces, our security forces, and then they started to shoot at ordinary people, even to protesters. Why? Because they wanted to increase the number of deaths.
Okay, so what he's saying is that the foreign minister said that, he was defending himself. He said Iran has the right to defend themselves, and there were kids that was unalived, during an attack, that unalived a lot of their people. And he just saying that he feels that he has a right to defend himself. That's all he's saying. Everybody has the right to defend themselves, you know what I'm saying? So, thank you very much for the gift. Thank you. Thank you very much. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. But I want y'all to hear something on that. This is the big mistake that I think American forces and it's really made a mistake of unaliving the supreme leader. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. They pretty much what they pretty much done is stirred up a hornet's nest. Making things much worse than what they are. I want you to listen. This is from Mr. Scott Ritter. He's a UN, used to be a weapons inspector. I want you to hear what he said.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the show. It's your host.
And you can move up. But what happens if you publish your little thesis and the people read it and they go, nah, not buying this one, and you got nothing, you failed the test. Now, Ali Khamenei has said that the fatwa is no nuclear weapons. But the point is, in the Shia faith, the role of Islam in society is not dictated by what happened during the time of Muhammad or Ali or Hussein. It's dictated on modern realities. And so those people who, the Shia understand that you can say one thing and say 700, and it no longer applies today because society has changed, times have changed. And in that debate leading up to the 12-day war, in the reaffirmation by Ali Khamenei and the president that they do not seek a nuclear bomb, there were many theological scholars who were advising Khamenei that you could change your fatwa if the conditions surrounding the issuance of the original fatwa were no longer in play. For instance, if Iran was threatened by Israel, who has nuclear weapons, Iran would be able to reconsider.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Jason.
Extraordinary circumstances.
Give me a few seconds. I want you to listen to what he said.
A nuclear weapon. The guy who was making that argument is now the senior Islamic cleric in Iran. You stupid idiots. The man who believes that Iran has a right to have a nuclear bomb.
So what Scott Ritter is saying is that now they got something. By them unaliving the Ayatollah Sistani, they say the new cleric that may be coming in, may not be as nice as the one that they had before. So now, oh man, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
Is now the guy that interprets the Islamic faith for the Islamic Republic. And the people of Iran are in the streets saying, this is what we want. How stupid can you be? Well, the answer is extraordinarily stupid. And so now we see the reality. This Islamic Republic is not built on the backs of one man. It's built on the back of a constitution that is being applied as we speak. No deviation from the Constitution whatsoever. Things are going exactly the way the Constitution says it must happen, and on the backs of the faithful. And you just empowered the faithful to say, we need nuclear weapons. Now, we're in a very dangerous position, but let's continue down the path of regime change for a second. You see, regime change is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Donald Trump unsheathed it.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. The regime change is not going to work. That's when the problem. Iran has said that there will not be no regime change. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And even if they tried to went in there to try to do a regime change, you talk about the casualty. You talk about if they talk about putting boots on the ground. Oh my God. No, you don't want that. You don't want that. You do not want that. But listen to this. Hold on.
Along with Israel, and sought to wield it against the Iranians. But it cuts both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump lost the war on day one, the first 6 bombs that fell on Iran. He lost the war, which means there will be regime change in the United States before there's regime change in Iran. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump's cult of personality will not survive the midterm elections.
If he doesn't get this right, I think they're going to impeach him. He is riding on a whole lot on the decision that he just made. And I was praying that they don't go to war. I'm a man of peace. I want to travel. I want to live my life. I want to go places. I want to go to Israel. I want to go to Brazil. I want to travel. But you can't travel when there's war.
Because in order to win the midterm elections, Donald Trump needed to deliver a very quick, relatively bloodless war to the American people, one that accomplished what no other American president in 47 years has been able to do. But instead, he's going to go down the path of yet another failed president who's gotten the United States involved in a long, drawn-out war that we won't win. We will lose. We don't know how many lives we will lose, but it'll be devastating.
Yes.
The Iranians will not buckle.
Nope.
There will be no popular uprising in Iran to overthrow the regime.
Nope.
Ali Khamenei is a martyr now, a martyr.
Yes.
A martyr of the significance of Hussein himself.
That's what I was going to tell you guys. That's what I wanted to tell you. That now, by them unaliving the supreme leader, they made a martyr out of him. He's a martyr now. Because did you know that the supreme leader, did you know that he was actually dying of cancer? I didn't know that. And one of his biggest fears is that he didn't want to die of a sickness like an old man. And what I found out is that when the attacks were coming, he stayed at his post. He didn't want to leave.
A martyr that in the eyes of the Shia faithful is the equal to Ali. That's why the last posting on his X account invoked Ali, a symbol of defiance. And so the Shia faithful will rally around Ali Khamenei, a man who was 88 years old at his death?
86, but close.
86, had disease. His biggest fear was to die a fragile old man. He said he wanted to go out a martyr. People keep saying, why did he stay in his residence, knowing what was going to happen? Why did Hussein lead the charge against the unfaithful in the Battle of Karbala? Because he chose martyrdom. He chose martyrdom as a way of exposing the lack of Islamic adherence on the part of the Umayyad caliphs. He chose martyrdom to protect his followers who were seeking to flee from the battle. Ali Khamenei, this frail old man, didn't want to die hiding in a bunker, allowing his legacy to be tarnished by those who diminished him through that action. Ali Khamenei sat down with a circle of fellow martyrs. Everybody at that meeting knew what was going to happen. And they knew that through their sacrifice, they would elevate the cause of the Islamic Republic back into the heart and soul of the Iranian people, and that is manifest today. Ali Khamenei chose martyrdom. We gave it to him because we're truly the stupidest people on the planet. We don't know anything about the people that we seek to engage in combat with. We disrespect their faith. We disrespect everything about them. And what's going to happen has been actually preordained by American admirals. Trump fired the director of the Joint Chiefs of Staff for having the temerity to say, we don't have enough ammunition to finish this job. We're going to start something and we can't finish it. If we don't get this quick revolution in the streets and the Iranians decide to resist, then we will run out of ammunition before they run out of resistance, and then we loot.
See, they think this is going to be a quick fix, but it's not going to be a quick fix. They think they're going to run in there in 3 or 4 days or 3 weeks. He said this could take up to 3 weeks. No, this is going to be longer than 3 weeks. This is not going to be no quick 3 week, job that you're going to be able to do with this. So we are pretty much in a bad situation right now. When the Supreme Leader was assassinated, then they made him a martyr for everybody. Yep. So, oh man. Oh, thank you, Marcus. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank y'all very much, man. Thank you. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. Thank y'all. I'm telling you, y'all been very supportive on this channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, thanks, Marcus. Do you think the prices of rice and I'm not for sure, Dave. I'm not for sure, man. Thank you, Marcus. So I want to, you know what? Do anybody have any questions or anything? Anybody can ask me any type of question out here, anything about the war or anything. Tell me what you think. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for the super chats and thank you for the gifts, man. I really appreciate y'all. Anybody that supported me on this channel. Thank you. Do anybody have any more questions about this war? But I think things are going to get much worse before they get better. Because I don't see Iran giving up anything. They're not going to. Because what's really even more crazy about this? They've been talking about Iran having nuclear weapons for a long time, for the last 20 years. I've been hearing the same thing. So. I don't know. I don't know if the price of rice will go up or not. I hope it doesn't. Only thing we can do is watch and see. But the longer the Straits of Hormuz is, if they close that, then yes, oil prices will spike up and gasoline will go up. That is for sure. Let me see. Do you think that? Make sure everybody, you can ask me any question you want, anything. Do you think that this is why the Middle East is banned in the U.S. visa? What? Let me see. Do you think this is why the Middle East is banned in the U.S. visa-wise? I think so. But what he's doing is he is isolating America, because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Um, when I look at these posts on Instagram and when I look at social media, one thing um, one thing I look at is on the comment section of when people post things. When I see a video, I like to know what they're thinking. And most of the people are on, believe it or not, they are supporting the Iranians. They think that we are bullied, that they're being bullied. And these are American people putting this stuff up on YouTube and Instagram. But we do act like a bully, like we just bullying everybody. Like a big kid on the playground. I'm gonna bully you. I'm gonna bully you. Let me tell y'all this story. What this remind me of, and I almost forgot to tell y'all this. Okay, this is gonna be kind of a crazy story. What I'm getting ready to tell you guys. So I want y'all to pay close attention. What I'm getting ready to tell you how people may go one way and just swing over to the other way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you think that you're the hero, but eventually you become like a villain. You know what I'm saying? That's why the U.S. has to be very careful on the decisions that they're making. You see what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all this, what happened one time. Okay. This is going to be kind of crazy what I'm going to tell y'all. When I was a kid, I remember this as a kid. I used to watch the Bugs Bunny Road Runner. I know you said, what does that have to do with what we're talking about? Because we used to have, back in the day, we used to have cartoon Saturdays. You used to wake up in the morning and turn on the TV. On every channel you had cartoons, but they don't do that anymore like they used to. Let me know if y'all remember that. I just want to see if y'all remember what I'm talking about. Because I want y'all to get this. This is really important. Do y'all remember cartoon Saturdays when y'all was a kid? When y'all was if anybody remember, please leave it in the comment section. I just want to. Yes, okay, yes, y'all remember. Okay, okay. Only one person replied. Anybody else remember cartoon Saturdays? Thank you, Darlene Jones. Okay, I remember. Okay. Do you remember the Road Runner and the Coyote? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember the Road Runner and the Coyote? Who remembers that? When the Coyote used to chase the Road Runner everywhere he tried to catch him. Yes, you remember. Come on, everybody. I got 24 people on here. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Saturday after Saturday after Saturday, you used to watch this. You used to see the Coyote get outsmarted by the Road Runner. He would run into something would crash on him, he'd set these traps, he'd get blown up and stuff like that. But guess what happened? You're not going to believe this. People started feeling sorry for the Coyote. And people were writing Warner Brothers that made these cartoons of Bugs Bunny. All of them are controlled by Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers was the one that produced and made these cartoons, right? So they wrote the studio. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. And the people said, we're getting tired of the Roadrunner outsmarting the Coyote. We want you to make an episode that he gets caught. Okay? Because you remember, the the Coyote used to be the villain. But pretty soon, people started feeling sorry for the villain. And say, we want the Coyote to catch the Roadrunner. Now, we tired of him being outsmarted and tripping over wires and falling off of cliffs and all that type of stuff. So Warner Brothers made a episode. I remember that they only did it one time. I remember watching this as a kid. They did a episode of the coyote catching the roadrunner. He grabbed him, he put a rope around him, and he started boiling this big old pot. He was going to put him in a pot and cook him. And the roadrunner was sitting there looking sad. You know. But what happened was, he felt sorry for him. He let him go. He took off again. They started chasing each other again. But that's what I'm saying. They actually felt that the coyote was being bullied by the roadrunner. So that's why you can have a situation that's happening now that you think that we are making all the right decisions, but in the eyes of people, you're starting to become the bully. That's all I'm trying to, get y'all to understand. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Yep. The U.S. is turning into the villain now, according to people on social media. I'm sitting there, I'm reading this stuff. I was like, God. And I don't approve violence on either side. I don't approve violence on the Israeli side or on the Iranian side. But I think we're doing too much. I think we need to just back off. I think he should have stuck to what he said he was going to do at the beginning when he was campaigning, saying we're going to stay away from wars. We're not going to make wars. We're going to focus our attentions here. We need to focus our attention here. We got people that can't find jobs. We got people that can't even pay their mortgage. We got people addicted to it. We got so many problems here. Yeah. I seen that. Yeah, the end of the workday. Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. Yep. But there is an episode that he actually catches the roadrunner. He did catch him once. He did. He caught him once, and that's because the people was getting tired of the roadrunner winning all the time. So the roadrunner became the villain, and the coyote became the people was rooting for. Yeah. Yeah, those were good cartoons. Yeah, I miss those days. Smooth Life, it's good to hear from you, brother. Man, it is so good to hear from you, Smooth Life. Hey, Smooth Life, do you think you eventually go back to the Philippines? Man, you know what, guys? I want to get married, man, within the next 2 years. I do, man. I'm getting tired of being alone, man. I do. I want to get married. I do. If I had to fly to the Philippines and find me a wife, so be it. Oh, okay. Yeah, he was gone for about 5 months. I haven't seen Smooth Life in a while. But it's good to see you, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to get married, man. I'm ready to settle down, man. I am. I am. I've never. You know what, guys? I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna get off the politics for a while, for a minute before the end of this live. Try to, the dating culture in America has just gone down the tubes, man. It has gone down the tubes. I don't know. I might have to do something. I'm going to have to make a move on something. Either I go to Thailand or I'm going to see what happens with, my next trip to Colombia. See what happens. But I'm ready. I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to have a relationship right now. It is terrible. The dating culture here is bad. It's bad. It's real bad. And I'm not saying nothing against the women or against the men or anything, but it's horrible. The only thing people seem to be interested here, they on their phones. Everybody's on their phone. I work at the hospital. I go up and down elevators, going through hallways. You see women walking in, walking out of the lobby. They on their phone. Everybody just on their phone. Yeah, Jamie, I'm really kind of angry about Jamie. Be careful with Jamie. You know what? What I might do? I'm gonna be honest with you. I was thinking about this, Marcus. I might try. I'm gonna go on my next trip. I'm gonna see what happens with Cookie. See what happens with that. You know, I gotta make some moves, man. But I just hope that this war doesn't really ruin our travel. I just hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. I'm ready. I'm ready to settle down. You know, really, I am. But I don't. It's just a dating culture in America, man. Oh my God. Oh man. I broke. You know what I did? Not too long. I'm gonna tell on myself what I did, y'all. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell on myself. Something that I wouldn't do in Colombia, but I did it here. Um, I downloaded Tinder. I downloaded Tinder. You know, yeah, I got a little desperate. I said, you know, I need to talk because, you know, the summertime is coming. I just miss the good old days when you used to date so easily. You know, you meet a girl, y'all go chilling at the Bilal, you know, sitting there by the bridge with your drink in your hand. Listen to people don't do that no more here. I know why did I do it? I don't know. I was getting a little desperate. I'll be honest with you. I said maybe I get Tinder, maybe just a little chance or something because I don't go out to clubs or anything like that, or to bars or anything like that. I do work, you know. And I said, let me just maybe see if I can get throw some dice on Tinder. Oh my God. Oh, I was just browsing through Tinder, just browsing. I was just shaking my head. I was like, wow. I said, things has really gotten this. Now, I would never use it in Colombia. I would never use Tinder in Colombia because the risk of getting scopolamine. I would never do that there. Yeah, don't let the next girl. I wish I would have married that girl at the marriage agency in Barranquilla. I really wish I would have. She would have made a good wife. I really messed up that. I really messed that up. Dating apps are complicated. It's all about look. Yep, it's all about looks. Yep. Yep, it's all about the looks. Yep. You're right. And you know what too? I'm gonna make a little confession to y'all too. Also, it's like I'm gonna be honest with you about something. I do like dating younger women. I do. I do. I'm talking about younger. I ain't talking about no Jeffrey Epstein. I'm talking about young women. You know, women like in their mid 20s, 30s, 40s. You know, in that range, I like to date. You know, not very many likes because I think sometimes I feel like I'm gonna be honest with you. My voice makes me sound much older, and I can't wait till the doctors. I'm getting the cancer thing taken care of first. I got an appointment coming up with that. I told y'all about the prostate cancer. We try to knock that out the way, which is not really. It's not. It hasn't spread or anything like that. But we want to get that situation, you know, straightened out. and then I go back to the ENT doctors and they can straighten out my voice, but sometimes I feel the older you get, your options become less here in the States. That's what I'm starting to feel. So you haven't had any luck, any success. Yeah, I know. I don't like them. I don't like them too young. I like them like I said, because I don't have no kid. I'm a, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm an older guy. I'm 61 years old. I'm gonna let you know my age, but I'm very youthful and strong. I feel I have the strength and the power of a 20-year-old person. I can sprint. I can run. I can play sports. I can throw balls. I can do anything better than I did before when I was younger. So I still feel normal. I don't have arthritis. I don't, it's just my voice makes me sound older. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Right. I'm gonna have to do something, man. I'm gonna have to really do something because in America, it's just not working for me here, and I don't want to spend whatever years that we have left, doing the same thing, trying to search. I'm waiting for something different. Sometimes when I come home from work, sometimes you want somebody to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that cook in the kitchen for you. I know I have a friend of mine. His wife cooks for him. Me and him work together. She makes some cookies. She makes bread. She makes all this different stuff for him. She makes his lunch and all that type of stuff. There's an agency I'm thinking about looking at, Marcus. It's called Managing Women, Managing Wife, I think.com. I may look into that. I don't know. Or I just may go out to just go out to the Philippines and roll some dice. But you have to be careful. You have to be careful because women be trying to take advantage of you with But I ain't gonna let nobody take advantage of me though. But I gotta do something though, man. Just tired of the same old thing. But I hope this war doesn't get any worse, and go nuclear. That would be terrible. When you move to Colombia, you can meet ladies through special interest groups like hiking, board games, right? And you know what? I noticed in foreign countries too, age ain't no problem. As long as you able to provide, as long as you have yourself together. What's going on, boys? What's up? Make sure y'all like and hit that subscribe button. If you haven't liked the channel yet, please give me some more subscribers. And also, I want y'all to go to Process the Journey, his channel. He has a new channel called Process the Journey. There's over 32 people on this live right now. I want y'all to subscribe to Chris's channel called Process the Journey. He really knows his way around very well. One thing I like about Chris, wherever country he goes to, he knows how to navigate safely. You know what I'm saying? He would be somebody that you would want to connect with, if you're thinking about traveling. So are you droopy from the cartoons? I don't understand that one. Yeah, yep. So only thing we can do is pray, guys. Let's pray that both sides come together, that this war can be over, and that we can keep our nose into our own business. Because if he's talking about regime change, it's not going to work. he can kiss that goodbye because they're not going to budge. They're not going to budge. So, all right, guys. I hope to see. Man, I had quite a bit of people on this live today. Woo! It was a lot of people. Okay. I'm gonna be looking for those new videos. Okay. Chris. Hey, Chris, I really enjoyed that video that you did. You interviewed the interview of the girl from Barranquilla. She seemed like she was real nice. She seemed like she was a really nice girl, Chris. And see, one thing about Barranquilla, they got a lot of homie loving friends there. Homie loving friends. That's what she looked like, Chris. She seemed like she was very polite, you know. She wasn't ghetto or anything. I didn't see any tattoos on her body. It sounded like she was a really straight up person. Come on, who gave America a right to change regime and replace it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. America don't have that right. And they try, and this bullying is gonna have to stop. This bullying is gonna have to stop because I'm telling you, people are turning against us. But Chris, I'm gonna be looking out for your other video, okay? Okay, thank you all so much for your super chats. Thank you very much for the gifts. Marcus, everybody, Eric, every one of you all that gave, for your donations. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, Chris, he gets around. He goes to the beaches. He shows you everything. He shows you more stuff than I do. I can't wait to see it, Chris. And thank you so much for your information, man. You give a lot of good information. Like and subscribe, everybody. Like and subscribe to this channel, okay? So I can reach more people. And if there's anything else that comes up on this war, I'll definitely be back here on the live to let you guys know, okay? God bless everybody. I love every last one of you all. And peace. God bless everyone. Thank you.